All right, my name is Jimmy, Jimmy Duff. I'll be talking to you about two videos that I watched. One was How to Be Happy, and then the other was Happiness for a Lifetime. In the How to Be Happy video, uh, the guy's name was Brendan Bouchard, and basically what he was talking about was happiness is not this far off concept, or he doesn't understand why people struggle with how to be happy. Uh, I think the biggest point for him was common sense isn't always common practice. Basically, meaning that we know what it takes to be happy, we know how to be happy. We've been learning that since we were young, since we were babies, but common sense isn't always common practice. One thing that he talked about was the past, future, and present. To be happy with your past, you have to accept your past. You have to be able to look back on your past and think fondly of it. And I agree with that you do have to be at peace with the past. Anytime you struggle with anything, once you make it over that hurdle, over that speed bump of life, you're able to look back and see that you had to go through that adversity to get to the point where you're at now. So once you accept the past for what it is, then you realize that it sets you up with the spot that you're in now. The second thing you talked about was the present. Living in the present, the power of now. You have to be engaged in the moment and do the things that you love, and I definitely agree with that. So being happy in the present is, being engaged, doing things that you like, doing things that you care about, spending time with people you love and care about. So living in the now. And sometimes when people are unhappy, especially in the present, they're either not happy with where they are, or they're not happy with their past, and they haven't accepted the past for what it is. And then he talked about being happy about your future, and being happy about the future is just having something to look forward to. You have to be excited. The future isn't promised. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. So you have to be excited for every day that you're granted on this earth. So if you can't be excited for tomorrow, then there's something wrong with your mindset. You lost your hope. And I definitely agree with that. Sometimes people look forward to their future and they get depressed, or, they seem down about it, and that's because they lost their hope. The future is something that you should be excited about, and you have to find something to be excited about. So whether that's changing your life to become a better person, he said just one example was making your bed, be excited about that. So to be happy in your future, you definitely have to be excited. The other things that he talked about was physical happiness, or how to be happy physically. And again, that was common sense and common practice. Things that we know about being, physically healthy and happy is, get your 8 hours of sleep, drink your water, work out, eat healthy. Those are things that we've been taught over and over and over again throughout life. And those things are not always the things that we practice. So, and your physical health is a big part of your happiness as well, especially your, how you appear to other, your physical appearance. That does matter to people, and that does affect your happiness. The last thing he talked about was your spiritual happiness. And spiritual happiness is just having faith in something bigger than yourself. Having faith in the unknown. And I definitely think that I do agree that you do have to have a belief into something bigger than yourself. There's so much that we don't know about the world, or the world that we live in. So you got to have faith into that. And then also one thing that he was talking about, spiritual happiness, is evaluating your life. Seeing how you can improve in certain areas in your life, asking yourself questions like, what can I do to make myself happy? If you're not happy in a relationship, are you doing the things to make your partner happy? If you're not happy physically, are you doing the things to make, are you drinking your your water, you sleeping your 8 hours, things of that nature. Spiritually, also, you have to feel gratitude. Again, no day is guaranteed. We're all blessed to be here on earth. So for spiritual happiness, you definitely have to, you know, believe that there's a higher power. And once you do accept those things, then you can be happy. So I do agree with him for the most part with everything he said. Happiness is not this far off goal that people make it seem. Common sense isn't always common practice. Life does get hard, so I do see how people can get down, but I definitely agree with him. And then the second video I watched was called Happiness for a Lifetime. This was by Sonia L. I don't know how to say her last name. Basically, she starts off her video with a Chinese proverb: happiness for an hour, take a nap. You want happiness for a day, go fishing. Happiness for a month, get married. Happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. And then happiness for a lifetime, help someone in need. With far as the proverb, I definitely do agree for the most part. Happiness for an hour or so. You'll definitely want to take a nap. Fishing, I don't fish, but a lot of people relax by fishing or doing something that you enjoy. If you want happiness for a day, just do something that helps you relax. Happiness for a month, get married. Relationships are hard, so you definitely, marriage is something that you will have to work on. Like they say, the honeymoon phase is over for a lot of newlyweds. I think it's longer than a month, but point still, marriage definitely does have its speed bumps as well. If you want happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. I think that one's true as well. Like they say, more money, more problems. Usually when people get money, they want more of it. So money cannot make you happiness, or they say money can't buy happiness, and I definitely agree with that. And then if you want happiness for a lifetime, help someone in need, which is, I feel like it's true as well. You definitely want to help out, people, whether it be loved ones or people that you don't know. I think for the most part, the world is a good place, and there's a lot of good people in it. I think there's more good in the world than evil. So I definitely agree. Helping someone out definitely will make you feel good for a long time. She was saying the biggest factor in helping someone is the social consequences that come with it. You'll be appreciated. You'll make new friends. And then people will help you in your time of need. Good karma. And I definitely agree with that. You hear people say good, bad karma. It's always, it's good to do the good thing. You feel good about doing the right thing. You shouldn't ask for anything in return. You should just do it out of the goodness of your heart. And I definitely agree with that. In this video, Happiness for a Lifetime, she conducted a study done by students for a period of 6 weeks, where the students had to perform 5 acts of kindness per week. She broke the students into 3 groups. Well, there was a control group who did not do any acts of kindness, a group that did all 5 of their acts of kindness in one day, and then there was the third group that spread out their acts of kindness throughout the week. So the study was that the students had to perform 5 acts of kindness per week for 6 weeks. And then throughout her presentation, one of the things that stuck out to me was the acts of kindness that the students reported that they did. Some said they went to go visit their grandma in the hospital, took their little brother to go buy a comic book, took a friend to airport, things of that nature. We all define acts of kindness differently, and I think that's true as well. Something that you consider kind, I might consider not that kind or not that big of a deal, but we all define it differently, and you just have to do whatever you think is kind in your heart. And so in her study, the control group didn't do any acts of kindness at all. They, in fact, once the study started, they reported that they helped out less. The single group and then the single day group and then the group that was doing acts of kindness throughout the week reported that they did help out more once the study did begin. And then when it came to reporting self-happiness, the only group that saw a change was the single day group. The single day group reported that they felt way more happy. It was a huge jump for that group. And that kind of made sense to me as well. I think we all do acts of kindness, here randomly, whether it's, giving someone food or money that we see on the street, where we're helping someone pick up something that they might have dropped, saying bless you, things of that nature. We all do acts of kindness throughout the day, small acts of kindness. I think when you do all your acts of kindness in one day, I think that has a bigger and more powerful impact on your life. So I can see why the group that did it all in a single day reported that they were happier at the end of the study versus the group that did act here or there, no matter how big or how small. But at the end of the day, I do think that you feel good about helping others. And I think that's one of the best feelings in the world. I think that's why you see people when they become well off, like, you see celebrities open up different charities, or you see a lot of charity events. I've lost my place, but